is Emily, and I have always been fascinated by the paranormal. When I received an invitation to stay at Blackthorn Manor, an infamous haunted house, I couldn't resist the chance to uncover its secrets. As I approached the magnificent mansion, a chill ran down my spine, and I knew this was going to be no ordinary visit. As I walked through the creaking door of Blackthorn Manor, a sense of foreboding came over me. The air was heavy with the smell of decay, and the shadows seemed to dance with a life of their own. I could not get rid of the feeling that I was being watched and every corner promised danger. As I explored the labyrinthine corridors of the mansion, I encountered one strange occurrence after another. Objects moved of their own accord, and eerie whispers echoed through the halls. Despite my growing discomfort, I continued determined to uncover the truth behind Blackthorn Manor's haunted reputation. As night fell and the mansion was shrouded in darkness, I knew I had to deal with whatever supernatural forces lurked within its walls. Armed with only a flashlight and my courage, I ventured deep into Blackthorn Manor and prepared myself for whatever horrors awaited me. As I ventured deeper into the heart of the mansion, I found myself engaged in a battle of wits with the spirits that called it home. They taunted me with imaginings of my deepest fears, but I refused to back down. I grew stronger with each passing moment, determined to uncover the secrets of Blackthorn Manor once and for all. In the final room of Blackthorn Manor, I discovered the source of its haunting, a restless spirit trapped within the manor's confines for centuries. As I listened to her story of woe, my heart ached for her tortured soul, and I knew I had to help her find peace. Guided by the spirit, I performed a ritual to break the curse that bound it to Blackthorn Manor. As the last incantation left my lips, a bright light filled the room, and I felt a sense of calm wash over me. The mansion shook as the curse was lifted, and I knew I had succeeded in my endeavor. As I emerged from the depths of Blackthorn Manor, I felt a deep sense of satisfaction knowing that I had helped a lost soul find peace. The haunted mansion now stood bathed in the warm glow of dawn. Its dark past finally laid to rest. With a smile on my face, I said goodbye to Blackthorn Manor for the adventure it had provided. As I walked away from Blackthorn Manor, I couldn't help but think about the journey that had brought me here. It was a harrowing experience, filled with fear and uncertainty, but also with moments of courage and triumph. I knew I would always carry the memories of my time at Blackthorn Manor with me, a reminder of the strength and resilience within me. As I looked ahead, I felt a sense of optimism and excitement for the adventures ahead. The world was full of secrets waiting to be discovered, and I was ready to face them head-on. I walked into the sunrise with renewed confidence and eager to see where my next path would take me. Deep in the misty woods lay an abandoned sanatorium, its crumbling facade a reminder of the tragedies that had taken place within its walls. For years, whispers of the sanctuary's dark past echoed through the trees, drawing the curious and the brave to discover its secrets. My name is Mia, and I have always been drawn to horror. When I received information about the abandoned asylum, I knew I had to investigate. As I approached the dilapidated building, a chill ran down my spine, and I felt thousands of eyes watching my every move. Inside the sanatorium, the air was thick and dusty and smelled of decay. As I explored its shadowy corridors, I stumbled upon forgotten patient records and whispered accounts of unspeakable horrors. Each piece of evidence painted a chilling picture of the asylum's dark history. As night fell, The sanctuary came alive with eerie whispers and ghostly footsteps. I felt the presence of forgotten spirits that once inhabited these halls, their pained cries echoing in the darkness. Despite my fear, I was determined to discover the truth. In the darkest depths of the sanctuary, I encountered the ghosts of the past, tormented souls trapped between worlds. They craved release, their spectral forms flickering in and out. I reached out to them with trembling hands and comforted them in the hope of their release. Armed with knowledge gleaned from the Asylum's records, I performed a ritual to banish the spirits from its halls. The air explodes with energy as he chants an ancient incantation, each word a prayer for salvation. As the ceremony reached its climax, I felt a sense of peace flow through me. As the horizon rose, the sanctuary fell silent, its dark past finally over. The forgotten whispers had faded into the ether, leaving behind an eerie silence. Feeling closed, I said goodbye to the cursed shrine, knowing its secrets would remain buried forever. As I walked away from the deserted sanctuary, I couldn't help but think about the journey that had brought me here. Despite the danger and uncertainty, I had discovered the truth and helped lost souls find peace. The memories of my stay in the asylum will stay with me forever, a reminder of the resilience of the human spirit. When I looked to the future, I felt optimistic and hopeful. The terror of the shelter was behind me, and I was ready to face any challenge. With newfound courage, I rode into the sunrise, knowing that I had made a difference in the lives of those who had been forgotten. Despite leaving the cursed shrine behind, I couldn't shake the feeling of its presence inside me. In the quiet moments of the night, I could still hear the faint whispers of forgotten spirits and feel the shiver of their spectral touch. It was as if a part of the asylum was imprinted on me, a constant reminder of the horror I had seen. As the weeks passed, I was plagued by vivid asylum dreams, each one more disturbing than the last. Shadows danced at the edge of my vision and strange things seemed to follow me wherever I went. It was as if the shelter's curse had stuck to me, and I refused to leave. Determined to break free from the asylum's long influence, I delved deeper into its history, searching for answers that would lead to the end. I pored over old newspaper articles and interviewed locals who remembered the asylum's heyday, hoping to uncover the source of its dark power. Through my research, I discovered a forgotten tragedy buried deep in the asylum's past, a fire that claimed the lives of dozens of patients and staff. It was a night full of chaos and despair as the flames devoured everything in their path. But when I dig deeper, I realized there's more to the story than meets the eye. Armed with this new knowledge, I returned to the sanctuary one last time, determined to confront the source of its curse. As I stood in the charred remains of the building, I could feel the weight of history pressing down on me. But I refused to be intimidated because I knew I held the key to breaking the asylum's hold. With a heavy heart, I performed a ritual to cleanse the asylum of its lingering darkness, calling upon ancient powers to banish the residual hauntings once and for all. The air crackled with energy as the ritual took hold, and I felt a sense of relief wash over me. It was finally over. As I walked away from the cursed asylum for the last time, I felt a weight lift from my shoulders. The nightmares had ceased, and the whispers of the forgotten had faded into silence. In their place was a sense of peace and closure, knowing that I had freed the souls trapped within its walls. And as I drove off into the distance, I knew that the curse of the asylum was finally broken, never to haunt another soul again. Deep My name is Lily, and I have always been drawn to mysteries. So when I inherited the Ravenswood estate from my late aunt, I couldn't resist discovering its dark secrets. As I walked through the grand entrance, I felt a shiver run down my spine and felt that this place held more than just memories. As I wandered the dusty hallways of the Ravenswood estate, I stumbled upon an old magazine hidden under a floorboard. It belonged to my grandmother, and its pages were full of mysterious writings about strange happenings in the mansion. Could these be the dark secrets I've been searching for? Determined to uncover the truth, I began a quest to unravel the mystery of the Ravenswood estate. With each clue I discovered, the pieces of the puzzle began to fall into place. I became obsessed with breaking a curse that had plagued my family for generations. As I delved deeper into the mysteries of Ravenswood estate, I encountered terrifying phenomena that defy explanation. Shadows seemed to move by themselves, and whispers echoed through the halls. But I didn't want to give up because I knew the answers were out of my reach. Finally, after months of research, I discovered the key to breaking the curse. It involved a risky ritual, but I was willing to do whatever it took to free my family from its clutches. With trembling hands, I performed the spell and lifted the burden of centuries off my shoulders. As the last echoes of the ceremony faded, I felt a calm settle over the Ravenswood estate. The darkness that had once engulfed it was replaced by warm light, and I knew that my ancestors could finally rest in peace. I said goodbye to this mansion with a grateful heart, knowing that I had finally discovered its darkest secrets. With every step I felt light, as if a burden had been lifted from my shoulders. The Ravenswood estate, once shrouded in darkness and mystery, now stood bathed in the soft glow of dawn. As I walked away, I couldn't help but feel closure, knowing that I had played a part in redeeming its troubled legacy. As I drove past the Ravenswood estate, I couldn't help but think about the journey that had brought me here. It was a bumpy ride, full of fear, doubt, and uncertainty. But in the end it was all worth it. Not only had I discovered the mansion's dark secrets, but also a sense of purpose and closure. With the curse on the Ravenswood estate broken and its secrets revealed, I knew it was time to move on with my life. But the memories of my time, they will always stay with me, a reminder of the strength and resilience I discovered within myself. As I looked into the future, I felt a sense of optimism and possibility. As I drove away from the Ravenswood estate, I couldn't be more excited for the future. I was no longer bound by the past. I was free to follow my dreams and make my own way. And as I watched the mansion fade into the distance, I knew its legacy would live on not as a place of darkness and despair, but as a symbol of redemption and hope. Years have passed since my time at Ravenswood estate, but the memory of it still lingers in my mind. Sometimes late at night, I wonder what happened to the old mansion and the ghosts that once haunted its halls. But then I remember that I played my part in setting them free, and I smile, knowing that I made a difference. The Ravenswood estate may have been a place of darkness and mystery, but it was also a place of healing and redemption. And as I look back on my journey, I am grateful for the lessons I learned and the strength I gained along the way, because in the end, it wasn't just the Ravenswood estate that was transformed, it was me.